16/21/2021. This, despite how it appears, is a year of blessing. Pit Senor.
Pit Senor. Pit Senor.
Gugma, I'm sure many have asked, nga naman yun, we waited for this 500-year celebration, and yet we would have wanted, among others, to join the fluvial procession. We could not. We would have prepared for the procession, foot procession. We could not. We would have anticipated the joyful sinologue where millions of people come. There is none. And we also feel the very limited participation in the activities. I'm sure thousands, millions of people would have wanted to participate. The Novena Masses, the Masses here at the Pilgrim Center. And yet, because of this culprit, COVID-19, we have to have this restrained, controlled IATF mode of celebration. Question, o sa bang gusto ni Lord na pagpasidungog? How do we give homage to God? And to Senor Sto.Nino for 500 years of blessings. My dear friends, what kind of celebration? How do we celebrate? I talked with some people, devotees of the Sto.Nino, who said, yes, it is true. We may have limited access, and that we understand. If there are only few people here, that we understand. But the devotee of the Sto.Nino, as they would explain, celebrates in this way. In our mind and in our heart, we adore the Sto.Nino there in his house, in the Basilica del Señor Sto.Nino. But the Sto.Nino that we adore is, yes, he is in the Basilica. But Monsignor, yes, he is also on our altars. And yes, he is also in our hearts. Daghang salamat, dear brothers and sisters, if you resonate with them, that because we are devotees of the Sto.Nino, we look at this Sto.Nino and thank God for this gift. But we know that because we are devotee, we also have enthroned him on our altars. And we also enthroned the Nino in our hearts. Amen.
Amen.
And when we do that, then even if we have limited access to our beloved Pilgrim Center or Basilica, people can see that today we are happy and we should be happy. Amen.
Amen.
I have to tell you, all of us in the Basilica are wearing face masks. But I can see that they are smiling.
Yes.
Yes, we are happy. Because we understand it is for the first time that there are images of the Nino in Buluon, in Ronda, in Palamban, in Danao, in Bantayan Island. so that those who may not come to here in the Basilica can come and visit the images of the Sto.Nino from this Basilica and adore that image that has become the most popular image in our country. Amen.
Amen.
Senor.
Pit Senor.
But the best is to believe that because we have been devotees for many years, then the Nino is in our hearts. And when we think of that, then we think of thanking God for this gift of His Son, who came to dwell in our midst, but who also likes to dwell in our hearts. And when we thank the Lord, then we know that indeed we are gifted. I am sure today, even you who may not come, when we think of the Nino as a blessing, can think of how this Nino has been a blessing both spiritually and I'm sure even materially for many of us. We only think for a moment of what happened perhaps in our own families, in our own communities. Even as I look back at my own family or yours, you may recall years ago, we are a simple family, but because of the devotion to the Nino, we have become closer as brothers and sisters. We have become more prayerful. We have become more zealous, industrious, hardworking. And even our own little business, through Nino's gift, it has grown. We thank the Nino. We thank God for making us an instrument to be able to help other people. Other families might say we are a simple family, but because of our devotion to the Nino, going to Mass together, praying the Rosary together, eating what is said at table, then we have become, through God's grace, all professionals with our own families, building what we would call domestic churches, reaching out to others. These wonderful blessings that only a devotee can recall with sincerity and with real gratitude. Amen.
Amen.
Despite COVID, despite the fact that the usual fluvial procession, foot procession, sinulog could not happen, when we look into our hearts and see the Nino, and when we look at Him and know that He is part of who or what we are now, then today is a moment of thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen.
Mga hinigugma, I am sure many would still say, Nyor, when I do that, I may not find a reason yet to thank. Because to me, I would have wanted to be there, if only to ask for a blessing, something important, something serious. Yes, do so. Because the Nino who has been Batobalani sa Gugma, the Nino who has been dangpanan sa atong mga problema, is there, is here, is waiting for us in prayer. Because just like any child whose main trait should be trust in the Father, going to the Nino with our concerns is an assurance that He would lead us to the Father. And certainly there is only the guarantee of the Father's continuing presence and support for us. The Father's Son is a guarantee that we who have become sons and daughters to the Father are assured of God's continuing presence and support. Perhaps you might say, because of COVID, lisod na gid niyo, no? Our business is crumbling. Our plans are far from being realized. Sickness has affected our family. Whatever, come to the Nino. And when we come, then the Nino will bring us to the Father, because today's feast is the assurance of the Father's continuing presence in our journey through faith. Many times we only have fear, but today the Nino tells us, have faith rather than fear. Put your trust in this little child, small but powerful, Batobalani sa Gugma. Amen.
Amen.
Finally, my dear brothers and sisters, the image of the Nino, the little child, is a reminder that in our society, there are many who may be called little. True, they are either little children or people with little dignity, you might say. Persons in the periphery, those slum dwellers and the poor and the sick, those who are marginalized. I pray, true to the theme of 500 YOC, that we, in the spirit of reaching out, whether it be people in other places, other nations, adjuncts, or people in the periphery, ad extra, I pray that we too may be moved to realize that even the Nino needed the care of Mary and Joseph. And so we have to care for each other, care for the poor, the sick, the little ones, the marginalized. In our diocese, as a fruit of IAC, we have Aptanan sa Tuloy, that Center for Street Children, will continue normal operation after COVID. I'm sure other parishes are doing something beautiful. Mambaling before with Father Mar, started Agak, akong Gugma alang sa kabataan, a way of helping the little ones, the Badyaw children, the little children. I know the mothers of Mother Teresa, the ones in pastoral, doing great for children. But whatever, we may not belong to any such institutions, but I know that many are doing something. I repeat, for the little ones, whether it be food to those who are hungry, inspiration, hope through education, and many ways, so that those who feel abandoned would now realize, we who are lovers of the Nino love not only the Nino here, but the Niños down, who too need a brother, a sister, a mother, a father. Mga hinigugma, thank you for honoring the Nino with the celebration of this Mass. It's not often during the Fiesta that we have a Mass in the Basilica, because we usually have a big crowd, huge crowd. Now that is not possible. But today we appreciate the ambience in the presence of the original image, in the context of pandemic, but the realization that yes, pandemic may be around, but it does not paralyze us, because one who is touched by the love of the little child knows that when we realize our gifts and when we believe that our gifts are meant to be shared, then we know there is real meaning in every song that we sing, Batobalani sa Gugma. Then there is meaning in every exclamation, Pit Senor. Then there is meaning in proclaiming that indeed He is our patron and patron of the Philippines, the third Sunday of January. From our Basilica, once more, to all of you who participate in today's Mass, in joy and in real gratitude, we say, Pit Senor, Viva Senor Sto.Nino. Pit Senor, Viva Senor Sto.Nino. Amen.
Pit Senor, Viva Sto.Nino.
Batobalani sa Gugma, sadang tawo palangga. Batobalani sa Gugma, sadang tawo palangga. Batobalani sa Gugma. Maloy kaunta nga kanimo nang ilabang, kanamo maloy kaunta nga kanimo nang ilabang. Sa syudad sa Subo, ang matahumong larawan, unang mga misyonero sa usang balay hipagan. Kanila ikaw nagpakita, gikanda sa imong gugma. Kanamo waloy kaunta mo nakilala, mo maloy kaunta nga kanimo nang ilabang. Gisimba niadtong mga kaparian, anon punuan nila kanila. Kanamo maloy kaunta nga kanimo nagilaba. Kanamo maloy kaunta nga kanimo nagilaba. Patindog niadtong kanamo maluoy kaunta nga kanimo nang ilaba kanamo maluoy kaunta nga kanimo
mga